Hi, welcome back to ODE YouTube channel. Today I am here for another video where I show you my wish list for 2022. I made this video before and it is kind of fun to show what I would love to have and then the difference of what I can actually have. I cannot buy many pens that I could wish, and today the list is more on the expensive side. And so let's see. But first, before going to the list for 2022, let's just check the list for 2021. And from that list, I had 10 pens, and out of those 10 pens, I got 4. So I was very lucky. One was this Ducasa 1935. The model is called Antiqua and it is the yellow version. So Ducasa in Italian 1935 in yellow, which is a fun pen which has a vintage nib, vintage clip, vintage lever, and then these were made with modern parts to make the pen work. And this is really a fun thing to do, to have a vintage pen with modern parts to make it work. Or actually, a modern pen with vintage parts. It's more like that. It is very fun. You can check the review. I will leave links below if you want to check and to have links for the stores eventually. The next pen that I also had was and I'm going in alphabetical order, was the Kaweco Sterling Sport. This I was very fortunate to have the brand, the Ducasa 1935, to send me this pen free of charge for review and to keep it, and it's really an amazing pen, and it was on my top 10 pens for 2021. So the other pen was the Kaweco Sterling Sport. Again, I was very lucky because Cavexsport sent me this pen for review and I can keep it. It is very beautiful pen, all made of silver, quite heavy, and it has a rhodium plated gold nib. And this pen is really nice, but it's very expensive and it's not a pen that I'll take out of home because it's kind of a luxury item. It's for my collection and to use, but mainly at home. I don't really want to lose this pen. So, thank you Kaweco, thank you Ducasa. Another pen, and let's go to this one, was the Pilot Firmo Green. This is a pen that I was searching, not actively searching, but it is a pen that I wanted for a very long time. And it's not really available anymore, at least in Europe it isn't, and it's very hard to get it. And I was lucky because the YouTuber Wasky Squirrel, who makes amazing pen videos, my favorite YouTuber, he had this one and he had this one to sell or to exchange. So I sent him 2 of my pens and he sent me this one, and this pen is magnificent. I really enjoy to finally have a dark green Pilot Firmo. That's what I really wanted. So it is the Pilot capless with the same nib unit, or vanishing point as you prefer, but instead of a click action it has this turning knob that makes the nib come out. And another pen that I was lucky to get, and it was on my wish list, was this one. This is the Santini, beautiful Santini Libra in olive color. This pen has something that is even a little bit more special because they had this pen on their store and it had gold trim. There's a little ink there. I'm taking this to work and sometimes it gets a little bit more kind of shaken in the backpack, but so I need to clean there the cap lip. This pen had on the website gold trim. I could ask them to if they have, if it's possible to have a chrome trim, and they made the pen like this, and it was amazing. I bought this. I'm very happy. I had some problem with the plating of the first nib I had, which was a gold nib, rhodium plated, and then I asked them, I told them about the problem, about the plating, and they just sent me, I sent the old nib, they sent me this new nib for free, which is a little bit more golden, but it's not a gold nib. Actually, it's not a gold colored nib, but it is a white gold nib, which is not as pure silver colored as the rhodium plated, if this makes sense. But very nice nib. I'm really happy with this pen. It is inked since I got it back from the factory with the new, not the pen, but the nib unit. It has been inked since then. And then, so from 10 pens I got 4 of what I really wanted, and there were 2 more pens that I got similar things. So one of those was a special edition of Leonardo Officina Italiana Momento Zero Grande, fully transparent, which was a special edition for Stilo e Stile, which is a nice Italian store. I couldn't get this one, but I was able to buy this one with some credit I had at Appleboom store. So I bought this pen from Appleboom, which is not transparent as the other one, like a frosted transparent, but it is a frosted translucent anthracite with rhodium, with I don't remember, ruthenium trim, which is dark, it is black. So this is a very interesting pen. It is translucent as the other, but in gray. I also got the orange one, and this is really a nice pen. The Leonardo Officina Italiana Momento Zero Grande, the Pura edition in gray anthracite. So not exactly the one I was looking for, but it's the same model, just a slightly different color. And another pen that I was wanting really was the Montegrappa Mia Spice Explosion, which has a very nice pattern. However, I didn't buy that one, but I saw another special edition at an Italian store called Corsani, which is this one. It is called Cityscape, and it is purple, and I had to buy it. So I have this one, and I still don't have the Spice Explosion, which is yellow, or mostly yellow, and that's a color that I really enjoy, as you know. So these were the pens. These 4 were exact matches to the pens that were on my list last year, and those 2 were of the same model, but slightly different from what I had in my list. Now, let's go for the 2022 wish list. So I will insert here some photos of the pens because I don't have them. But let's start. The first pen, and I'm starting by alphabetical order, would be the Antiguas, which is a Spanish brand, kind of artisanal made, Antiguas Signus Yellow. This pen has an amazing look, an amazing design. It looks so nice, and it is yellow. It is amazing. It's not very inexpensive, and it comes with a steel nib, so you feel it is a little bit more on the expensive side, but isn't it a gorgeous pen? So I'm not sure if I will be able to get it. However, it is on my list because it's really, really nice. I don't have any pen of that kind of unusual shape. That's for letter A. There is another one in letter A, which is the Aurora Ambiente Tundra. This Aurora Tundra is beautiful. It has one of the most beautiful finishes I ever seen in a pen, but it is very, very expensive. It's more than 1,000 euros. But it is an amazing pen. I will leave links below if you want to go there and buy one. Go for it if you can, because I can't, and it is really, really a beautiful material. I really love the color scheme of that pen. It is kind of perfect with some tones that remind me of soil and moss, and beautiful pen. I think it's very well made, and the name is very appropriate. Tundra really defines well the kind of material it has. The third pen is the Gravitas Pocket in Copper. And the Gravitas Pocket in Copper is a pen like this, but let me just explain you. I have a Gravitas big one with skulls. Was my first Gravitas. Then I saw that they released a pocket pen, which is like this, kind of the same size of a Cavexsport, with some different characteristics. But it is a really nice pen. Big number 6 nib, one facet to avoid it to roll, and it has this slightly textured black grip made of steel, and this is aluminium, and it is PVD coated in this green color. They call it olive grey. This is a beautiful pen in my opinion, so well made. All the threads are perfect. You do this and it screws, and you do this and it just it's just very perfectly made. And now I've seen they recently released the copper version. And what do you think? Yes, I want the copper version. I'm crazy about copper pens, so I really want the Gravitas Pocket in Copper. And what would I love? That it would have skulls like the big one, but there's not that option right now. But I think I'll need one, and so I'm hoping for the plain. There are two models, the plain and the other with some engravings, and I really think that I want the copper, and I like this one, but copper is copper, my favorite pen material. Then let's go for the pen number 4. That would be a pen that I think this one was in last year's list, which is a Cavexsport, just like this, Kaweco Art Sport, but in purple, not this dark blue. So steel nib made of more heavy resin, very beautiful pen, but it was purple. That is the only Cavexsport from the 3 generations of Cavexsport that were ever made. It's the only one I don't have. Kaweco Art Sport in purple. So, but that's not available anymore in stores. So if you have that pen, if you are willing to sell it, if you know where I can find one, please let me know, because I really want that Kaweco Art Sport purple, which will finish my Kaweco Art Sport collection. So this one is really one that I would really like to have in this year. The pen number, don't remember, is the Leonardo Momento Zero Grande Mosaico in Mango. And what is this? So, you've seen the photo now, I think, because I have included it before, but it is a pen that has this kind of spaghetti resin. It's the same size as this pen. It has this kind of spaghetti resin, that's how they call it, which is made of kind of stacked parts of resin which are bonded together, and then they are turned into a pen. So it's like you have several, you can see it clearly on the top. So you have several pieces of these, of a resin with the pattern. You cut it and you glue them together, and then you cut it again as a pen, and it makes this. Now the new pen, and I love the mango color, it's a bright orange, that's the one I would like to have. What they do is to have this kind of material, and after they have this, they cut it again, but in the other direction, transversely. So it will make small cubes of that material. Then it is all bonded together, and the final rod is turned into a pen. And that will make a kind of finish that is kind of similar to this one. Not really, not completely similar, because it has, the process is slightly different, but what you'll have is kind of a checkered pattern, and I think that is amazing. In orange it will be beautiful. By the way, this is the Momento Zero, Leonardo Ficina Italiana, Momento Zero Grande in sand, the beautiful, beautiful sand. I think it's one of the most beautiful non-special edition Leonardo pens. Now, for pen number something, but starting with an M, I think pen number 6, it is the Montegrappa Extra High Tech. I don't have any other Montegrappa Extra, just to show you next to, or to show what it would look like, so you'll have to stick with the photo that I posted before. And that Montegrappa, I can't say why. Some people go for some more precious metals or materials, but I really like this one. I like how crazy it looks, how modern it looks, with different materials like titanium and aluminium and carbon fiber and gold nib. I think that is kind of a mess, but it is a beautiful mess. I would really love to have that pen, but it is expensive, and it's getting more and more expensive. So Montegrappa Extra High Tech, it's a pen that I really would love to have. So if someone wants to buy one and send it to me, I would be very happy. But I know that pen, it's actually out of my range. That one and the Aurora I talked about. So I know there are pens that are in this list and I will not have them. But it is they are not necessarily grail pens, but it's kind of that. I wish for them, and I can wish for them, even if it's not a realistic thing. And for pen number 7, we have the pen similar to this one. Yes, the Montegrappa Mia Spice Explosion. The yellow one. I really would love to have that pen. That pen is beautiful. It is an amazing material. It's only available in Italy, so I have to order it from Italy, and it is an amazing pen. But I'm in a point that if I don't sell some pens, or if I'm not able to buy them with the income of the YouTube and the money that comes from this activity with pens, I don't feel that comfortable to spend that amount of money in pens. I'm trying to keep things balanced. There are things more important than pens in life, so if I can buy them with the YouTube money, it would be nice, but it's not a lot of money that I can get, and 24% of the revenue is cut by the US taxes, and then I have the Portuguese taxes, so it's not that much. Maybe I should think about a Patreon or something like that, not sure, but that's what it is. Again, pens are not the most important thing, I'm not complaining, but I really would like to have that one. Maybe I won't have it. The next pen is with the letter P, and it is the pen number 8, and it is the Platinum 3776 Gathered. And what is that pen? I'm having some pens that are inspired by... not inspired, that have the same kind of shape. Let's go, for example, for this pen like this. This is the Pilot 743 that I bought last year, and it is a very nice pen. With this shape, not Pilot, but if you go to Platinum, we have the 3776 Century, which is very similar to this one in shape, maybe a little smaller, but very similar. That 3776 Century is kind of a modern pen, but in 1979 they released a pen that was the first 3776, which was a pen that had ribbed kind of some rings on the surface, which was reminiscent of a Waterman pen. And then, some years later, in 1980s, I think, they made this pen. This is the Platinum Glamour. This is a pen I got last year, and it's very fun. It's kind of a short pen, very thick, with this fun nib. It looks like a cartoon pen, really. And what is this pen? This pen is a design exercise that Platinum made, which was taking a pen with this exact same design, these gold rings, and then these kind of black rings that give some texture to the pen, in a very conventional design like this, but it had those ribs like this, and they decided to compress it, to enlarge it, and to make these pens. So what I want now is the original Platinum 3776 Gathered. It was made in 1970s, then I think it was made for some years, and then they stopped doing it, and I think they are making it again. But it's not really distributed in Europe, so it's very hard to find, and I'll need to find a seller that has it for sale in Europe in a price that I can afford. So it would be an interesting pen to join to the collection. Is it fun? It is beautiful. I don't think it's beautiful, but it will make a lot of sense to have the original design and these little caricature. I'm not sure if this word exists in English, but this kind of cartoonish fun portrait of the original pen. So they would make sense two together, and then to have all the other pens that are similar in some way. Maybe sometime I also need to have a Platinum 3776 Century or a President. I'm not sure. I didn't think enough about that, but the Gathered, I really need to have it. It's kind of more ugly or uglier, but it's that kind of ugly duckling feeling that makes me feel attracted for some pens, and that's it. And now let's go for pen number 9. And pen number 9 is with an S, and it is the Sailor King of Pen in yellow. Yes, there is a special edition. I think it is exclusive to Europe, and it is King of Pen in solid yellow. I have one. I am so lucky because I could afford one less than half the price. Otherwise I couldn't, and I could buy this one. I love this pen. It is inked all the time. But if I could exchange, yes, I would love to have the yellow version of this pen. It is available, it's just very, very expensive. So I need to, it's just to dream about. I'm not going to buy it. I would need kind of a miracle of half the price or something like that. And even half the price is not cheap. But a pen with this kind of big nib, it's really an amazing pen. And I really like the look of that Sailor King of pen in yellow. I also leave link below if you want to check it, but very expensive pen. And finally, we'll go to Waterman, and the pen is a Waterman Edison in green. This pen would be a great pen. I know of a place that sells it still. It's discontinued for some years. It is like this. It has a transparent green, but not this kind of transparent green. It's a brighter green, and it is a beautiful pen. And really, it reminds me. The only thing that I think it's kind of comparable is a Sheaffer Legacy, for example, with this kind of inlaid nib. And that pen has an inlaid nib that is beautiful. I think it is the most beautiful Waterman model ever made. It is a big pen, it is nice, but it is so expensive. Again, very expensive. But this is a wish list. I'm not saying this is possible. It's just a wish list. So that's it. That's what I'm wishing for. What will I be able to buy? Maybe the Leonardo, maybe the Gravitas in copper, maybe the Platinum Gathered if I find one. So there are not that much chances for me to get many or most of the pens of this year, but I can dream. And this video is just my wish list. So I hope this video was interesting. If you have a wish list of pens that you really want to have, please let me know. Maybe not the full list, but the pen that you are wanting the most right now. Because there are pens that sometimes we want a lot and some that it's more kind of come and go. And this is really my wish list of 10 pens for 2022. Let's see what I can get, if I'll get some. I would bet that I may get 3, and that would be good enough. It won't be the Sailor King of Pen Yellow, unfortunately, but okay, we have to live with what we have. So this is my video. Let's stop this. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave on the comments below your ideas about this. I hope you liked the video. If you did, press the like button, subscribe to the channel, and keep coming back for more pen videos. This is all for today. I hope to meet you soon here on the channel. Bye.